So,
Hi.
Rekha, what are we doing today?
Hi. Today we'll be drawing people. So when I was having a chat with Robyn, we both decided that we both love to draw people. So we thought, okay, fine, let's do people. Let's start with that. So what we thought is that the easiest way to start with for today is that we chose 5 illustrators, and then from mid-century, and we thought that we will do them in our style and focus on what was unique for them and why we liked them. Okay, so I think I know Annie from here.
Okay, cool. Oh, more people, yay. And oh yes, so I'll introduce myself then. I'm Robyn, and if you don't already know, although my camera's disappeared, there I am. And I don't know, I'm from South Africa. I live in England. I draw things. And I have a newsletter which I send out every month with the details for drawing playdates, which are free for anyone to join in and draw. Because I like drawing, and I like drawing with people. How about you? You give an introduction too.
I'm Rekha. I'm from India, but I live in Bahrain, and I'm a picture book illustrator. I love to draw people, but more than that, I'm an avid sketchbook keeper, and I've been keeping daily sketchbook from 2022. And sketchbooks is where I experiment, I play. It's like my playground. So I have a Substack too, where I send weekly newsletters on mostly on sketchbooks, drawings, Kidlit related stuff.
Cool.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm going to share this PDF that I have created. As long as my computer doesn't slow down too much. See if this works. Something's happening. Okay. Let me know if you can't see anything, if you can't see the thing. Can everyone see this? All these pictures?
Yeah, I can see.
Good, good. Okay, so we'll start with Mary Blair. Go ahead, Rekha, you talk about her.
Okay, when Robyn gave this idea that we'll do from the mid-century illustrators, my first choice was Mary Blair, because I love her work. I feel that she was way ahead of her times, and she's literally called the color wizard. Her style is so in trend today, which she did almost like 100 years ago. I mean, 75 years ago. She's very well known for the use of colors. If you look, I have done a lot of color studies of hers, and mostly she uses analogous colors. She mostly uses two colors, and a family of them. That's how she creates the highest contrast. She has a very bold, vibrant colors and very beautiful shape-based figures. So that's how I call hers, and very in trend even today.
Cool.
If you want to learn colors, learn the use of colors, learn how to use color as a focal point in storytelling, please do look at her work, because she is a master at it, at creating focal points using colors.
Yeah, so the pictures I've chosen today are all because of the figures, the people. So they don't really show her awesome colors so well, but the other ones are amazing. So this is E.H. Shepard, well known for Winnie the Pooh, but also Wind in the Willows. And then here are some of his other drawings. So this is a little bit more of a realistic style, but very simple. Like most of these are black and white, simple thin line work, and then maybe some cross hatching or shadows. But also because it looks realistic, you don't notice that it's actually quite almost messy. It's flowing. There's a lot of mess in it that somehow looks good. I don't know how he gets away with it a lot of the time. I love this little picture with the cat. Yeah, I think that's all I wanted to say. Just that it's realistic. He's sort of a lot of the time he's looking at people in real life and drawing them from real life, but he still simplifies them and exaggerates them quite effectively. And then we've got Walter Trier. I don't know if you've heard of him. But I thought his was a good example of I especially love the way he does arms and legs sort of bendy like rubber, and he exaggerates things quite a lot, and just sort of fun and silly. He's obviously not taking himself seriously. You've got these giant shoulders and tiny waists, and this arm is just completely way too long with this giant hand, but it's fine because it goes with his style, and you get away with it and stuff. Oh, I should let you know, do take notes of anything that you see that you go, oh, I really like that about that style, just to remember for later.
Yeah, I do.
So here you go, Rekha. Talk about Aurelius.
Okay, Aurelius Battaglia is one of my second favorite, I think third favorite illustrator. I started, when I started into Kidlit, I came across Aurelius, and I was instantly in love with the way he does his characters. His characters are very, very dynamic shapes, very dynamic poses, and he uses a lot of negative space. Like if you just look at the top right hand corner, the lady and the man, there is no white. I mean, he's just used simple stripes of pink to show his clothes. That's a very clever use of negative space, and he does that over and over in his work. So negative shapes, very clear and exaggerated poses, and shapes. He's again a shape-based person. He's again a mid-century illustrator, and he's also worked. Mary Blair and Aurelius have both of them have been illustrators and also have worked with Disney. So I think part of the reason why they have very strong shapes, because Disney artists' work is mostly shape-based and strong poses, more than shape.
Yeah.
Is anybody aware of Aurelius' work? Because there are many people whom I have come across, have asked, they said they don't know his work. So I thought, okay, I mean, is it only me who is so fond of his work? So I was just asking, I mean, does anyone know his work? Okay. So all right. Just Google his work. Just say Aurelius Battaglia illustrations.
Yeah.
You will be blown away by how dynamic his poses are and how he exaggerates the expressions. He's also the illustrator who's worked for Walt Disney's Pinocchio and some other very big Dumbo and some other big ones.
Yeah, so I think his work, I didn't know his name, but I knew his pictures. I'd definitely seen his work before.
Very strong.
Yeah. So then the last one is a bit of a contrast.
Do you want me to speak?
Yeah, you do.
Okay. Edward Gorey is again totally different from the others, I feel, because his work is a bit dark and very scribbly texture. You call it scribbly, or do you call it more line based?
Yeah.
And very, very strong work and story, and a bit leans more to a bit of darker side. If you look, I mean, it's not all sweet, cute, but very strong and mostly black and white.
Yeah, I like how he does heads. They're always sort of that sort of little round heads.
Yeah.
And they're all that sort of shape
Yes.
usually. It's quite funny. But yeah, really effective.
Recently, there was in the Edward Gorey house, I think in the US, I'm not sure which part, but Edward Gorey house, they had an exhibition of his work. And Giuseppe Castellano, in his podcast, speaks about the entire experience of going to the Gorey house and his life and how he started and stuff. Very, if you are interested, check it out.
He's a very interesting character, the guy. It was interesting.
Yes.
So the reason we showed you all these was because we're kind of learning from what we admire and gleaning bits of people's styles or techniques to try on when we draw some people in the next round. So sort of take note of the things you really love about the different illustrators. And I will send this out with the replay as well, send this PDF out. So the next thing we're going to show is that we both, Rekha and I both, drew an illustration in our own style. So we drew one of Aurelius Battaglia's illustrations. There we go. So that's I thought of doing mine black and white, but I realized that because I use color shape, I had to blob the color on. I didn't want to do something different from my normal way of doing things. So I thought I was going to do much more negative space with this, because he does quite a lot here, but I ended up with such a tiny bit. That's why I used the blue, to have some negative space, but I only had this bit and the fan, I suppose. But that was quite fun, doing the fan just in negative space. Okay, so do you want to talk about how you draw people? Like, what do you look for when you draw people? What characters do you like to draw? How do you stylize them?
For me, I like to draw people that have some kind of, more of a character is what I look at. And when I draw, I keep the shapes very simple. I am not somebody, I did not go to an art school. I'm self-taught. So my figures are very wonky and quirky. And I think if you just take it to somebody who's really knows art, they'll just rubbish me off. I'm fine with that. I'm absolutely fine with that. For me, I try to capture more than what I'm looking. I try to capture what I want the characters to evoke a feel of, is what I try to capture. I don't try to capture what a character looks like, but how the character wants me to feel. Like, does the character want me to feel sad? Does the character want me to feel happy? When I look at the character, am I feeling sad? Am I feeling happy? And I act it out every time I draw. So when I see, even when I'm drawing in my sketchbook, unless it's a time-based one, very quick one, when I'm drawing, what I do is I try to act it out. Like, if there is a character, and if the same character I'm drawing, but if I want the character to look like that, then I pose it like that. If I want, if the character is very sad, then I hunch him up. Okay, so I act out my character. I even have my kids act out sometimes. They used to do it a lot when they were very little, but now they don't. So yeah, I even try to do a recording of myself, and I play it over and I pause it and check if the way I want my character to make me feel, is it coming through or not. So for me, more than whether my character looks beautiful or not, it is important for me that my character is telling the story, conveying the story that I want the character to convey. That's what I focus, whether it be people or even animals. That's what is my key focus. So that's my focus, and I keep it very the shapes I keep very simple. Yeah. Robyn?
Cool. Yeah, so yes, I think that's really helpful because I think we need to what's the word? We can't just, oh, hold on, sorry. My computer's doing something. Oh, I don't know. Okay, it's back. I'm not sure how I did that. I obviously pressed some sort of shortcut that I didn't know existed. Anyway, so yes, to make the characters look weird, so the way we draw them, they're in our style. So I have like bendy arms and things, but
Yeah.
still believable. We need to often act it out. So we can't just really make it up out of our heads most of the time. It won't look believable then. Yeah, so that would be cool. So now let's go on to our first challenge, our first drawing exercise. See if I can make that bigger. Okay. So,
if you see on the top, the center one is Aurelius Battaglia's. Can you see how he uses the negative space for focusing? He just colors the tent and the floor, and just leaves the character in white.
So yeah, so here's a reference photo, nice sort of simple one, simple-ish, but still interesting, and then a few pictures of a few of the illustrators. So I'm going to put a timer on for 2 minutes, and so using the notes that you've already taken or the thoughts that you've had about the different illustrators' styles, try to draw this man just quickly in 2 minutes, just to sort of try and maybe exaggerate things, so exaggerate, think maybe about shapes and negative space. Okay, 2 minutes starts now. So I'm just going to use a pencil because that's going to be simplest. I can't. So when people are doing sort of these dynamic poses where they're doing things like pushing and their arms are straight, that's when I really exaggerate the straightness. Because if you do it bendy, then it's just going to look, it's not going to have such strength behind it. So I'm almost doing a straight line from his back all the way down to his heel.
When you draw, Robyn, do you act out?
Oh yes. When I'm trying to draw something out of imagination, I definitely have to act it out. Sometimes I can just imagine acting it out, and that's enough. But most of the time, yeah, I have to get up, especially facial expressions. I definitely have to make the facial expressions.
It helps if you have a mirror in front.
Yeah. I got 10 seconds left. Oh, I've given him a really big ear. I like that. Okay, and 2, 1. Time is up. So I'll show you what I've got. Oops. Because I mainly focused on just drawing the sort of exaggerating the lines, simplifying the lines.
Can you see mine?
Oh yes, look at that. Oh, he's got a really good face on him. Like that. Okay, let's go on to the next one. So this one.
Okay, here
Yeah.
Here again, you can just tell which one is Aurelius' work.
Yeah.
Looking at the negative space.
And think, is this on also Aurelius, or is this
That's also Aurelius.
yeah, and then
You can
this is
see the top part, the room is negative space.
yeah. Cool. Okay, so start 5 minutes starting now. I thought this one would be quite interesting, especially the way his clothes are. I think this is one I'd quite like to draw a few times. Maybe come back and do it because of all those clothes. They can kind of complicate things, don't they?
Once I'd taken a gesture drawing class. I don't really remember with whom. And I was told that, focus when a figure is put on the screen, focus what is that which you want to capture and go with that.
Yeah.
Like, are you capturing? It need not be an expression. It can be, are you trying to capture the way the clothes are flowing, or how he's flying, or the way his hand is moving, or whatever.
Yeah. And the sort of the line of action is also really helpful.
Yeah.
To focus on that first, just have that line of action first. And I also like opposites. So he's got for example, his one leg is bending under him and the other leg is straight. And it's the same with the arms. One is rounded and the other one is straight, which is really, it makes it really dynamic. We've got 3.5 minutes left, so that's nice. 5 minutes feels like a long time after a 2-minute one.
I'm done already.
Yeah, I've got the main guy in now. I can sort of think about what I liked about the other characters. He would be a good one to just do loads of red without any actual details. So like that whole shape is just red, and then put just the hand, face, and feet in. Would be quite cool.
This is the best time when you can just use a chunky Posca marker, or a chunky brush.
Yeah. I really like how his one hand is all split, like the fingers are all out like that. It looks really cool.
My fingers looks more like a chicken, I guess.
Well, my one hand is much bigger than the other one. Okay, there are 2 minutes left. I might quickly just put all that red in, see what happens. No, that's not the right red. Okay, 1.5 minutes left.
I'm coloring his band because it's time.
It's really nice when you don't have to think about color and you can just blob it all in and not care what.
I didn't bring the colors to the desk.
Oh.
So I'm just left with all black.
I always have colors around me somewhere.
I have it at my desk because I'm taking the call from this place.
Yeah.
Where I can set up the camera and the laptop.
Okay, well, I'm finished. What's this?
The one on the right side is E.H. Shepard's, right?
On this page.
Yeah.
No, I don't think there's an E.H. Shepard on this. Oh, there's the time up. Okay, time's up. No,
No,
this is
that's Walter.
this one. Is Troy.
Walter's.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Walter Troy. Yes. Okay, ready for the next one? Oh wait, I'll show you my red man.
Oh, that's great.
I thought I'd
I'll show you
exaggerate the
mine.
leg underneath a bit more. Oh, cool. He looks really he looks flowy.
He's black.
Yeah, properly dancing there. Cool. Okay, so this is the last sort of let's draw. I mean, there will be another drawing together, but this is the last short one. So this is another 5 minutes. We'll start now. So yeah, around it. So this is an E.H. Shepard picture, the one that's more detailed. But I really liked how he's gone for the negative space around this one as well. There's a gory one here.
Yeah, very, very evident.
Yes, I like the way it just is sort of a blob.
The mood it creates.
Sorry?
The mood he
Yes.
creates. And
Yeah.
it's not a happy mood, you know. If you look, there is that muted yellow to the curtain or dress or the other person that's standing on the right side.
Yeah.
That kind of, you know, adds a bit of darkishness.
Yes. Sort of gloomy eeriness. Hey?
Yeah.
So with this guy, I'm going to try shorten his body a lot just for fun and make his arms and legs quite long. And bring that back leg a bit further out so that it's more visible.
Robyn, what is that which you struggle with the most in drawing people?
What I don't know, because what I tend to do is try things out and see if they work or not, and if they don't, then I find out, oh, I struggle with that thing. I don't know if it's some. Nope, can't think of anything. I'm sure I struggle with something. I just can't think of anything right now. Because I enjoy it so much, I think. When you're enjoying something, you don't really think about the struggle. Does that make sense? I think when something's hard, then you notice. I think actually what I could say that I struggle with trying new things, because, you know, when you go, oh, I can draw people like this, then you just feel comfortable like that and don't try anything new. So that's why I'm really enjoying this, because I'm doing things a bit differently, seeing what happens. How about you?
I think I struggle drawing people in very Indian clothes. I mean, like saris and all.
Yeah.
I struggle a lot when it comes to movement, to show movement in those clothes.
Yeah. Yeah, I suppose because they kind of cover a lot of the movement, don't they?
Yeah. So, yeah. So, and I struggle drawing feet. So I always put shoes for them.
Yeah, I like drawing toes, so I like to exaggerate the toes, make some bare feet are great. So there's a minute and a half left.
What about you, Annie or Alice? What do you struggle with when you draw people?
For me, I think it's getting the proportions right. They always end up where I start with a head, for example, and then his legs will be huge by the end of it, or the opposite way around, where I'll start with the body and it's very square and blocky. and then the legs go like matchsticks.
You can just embrace it.
Yes.
Like this
Make it
guy
my thing.
where he just does things extreme. Can do tiny heads and long legs. Okay, so we've got 45 seconds left. He would be a good one for a negative space, like just doing a lot of blue behind him. And then maybe the dark shorts. I'm going to give him some shorter shorts.
I like using a lot of white spaces in my work.
Mm-hmm. I use the white spaces and then I end up filling them up with color.
I feel very what you say, difficult to breathe kind of. There is no white space on my page.
Yeah, there needs to be that calmness. It's true. Okay, so that's time up for that one. And then the last one is a 10-minute one because it's a bit more complicated. We've got a family of 4. So I suppose that gives you about 2 minutes for each of them and then another 2 minutes to go over and get everything. I don't know, what's the word? Details.
I know we always think that, you know, somebody else is always better than us and our work is not good enough. We don't have a space in the industry. But then when you look at all these work, they are all very well known, very popular illustrators, and each of them is so different from each other.
Definitely, it's really encouraging. And I think there's an even bigger variety nowadays with illustrators. So I'll start the timer now. Start. And so these pictures that are also there, the sort of reference, not the reference photos, but these of the other illustrators. I tried to find ones that were a bit more dynamic, where they're sort of walking or doing things that are similar. But I think one of the main things is clothes, isn't it? Like these big dresses, there's something fun about drawing, like sort of exaggerating the clothes and making them big shapes, big, interesting, I don't know, blobs, big, shapes to use. So I'm going to do what I used to do, which I haven't done for a while. I'm going to sort of just blob some color over first. And then follow.
I just got this one pen, so I'm just using the same thing for all.
I thought this might be helpful for me with just for going with the flow. Then I make a blob and then I have to kind of carry on, see what happens.
The best part is the happy accidents when you just try something and then you're like, oh wow, this is so good.
Yeah. Or the other way, you try something and go, oh no, but it's fine. Just keep going. It's quite fun then, not worrying about the real shapes of the people and the proportions and stuff. You can just sort of have fun with it. So then you're changing reality depending on what blob you happen to make.
When you have a group of people, a crowd, who and where do you start with?
I start with the people in the front, or the main people, so the focal points, and then I draw the people right in the front. So they're usually like half heads. If they're big, like I'm thinking a big crowd scene, there'll be people sort of little heads looking around at the front, and then just the vague blobs in the background. How about you?
It depends. For me, I start with one figure that captures my attention, and then I build from there continuously.
Mm.
Like I go from there to next, to next, to next.
Yeah. Yeah, so like with this one, which one are you doing first?
I started first with that man,
Hmm.
and now I'm drawing the lady.
That's also quite good, starting with the biggest person, because then you can get the proportions in.
You can see me drawing, I think, right?
Yes, but my thing
Mhm.
keeps covering. I keep covering it with the picture of what I'm drawing. So I've blogged in some yellow, sort of vaguely people-like shapes.
Oh, lovely. Oh, wow.
And
That's
I'm gonna
great.
see what happens now.
How about you all? You can talk. I mean, it's not a very quiet session.
Yes,
I love when, when everybody speaks.
Mm. Yeah, but I have told them that they'll be recorded if they speak. So,
Oh,
although you could always put your video off and then speak, and then you'd be out of the recording. So there are 5 minutes left, in case you're wondering. I'm going to try some tiny heads this time. It'll be a bit different. Maybe tiny heads and long necks, like gory.
the difference between the Aurelia's work and Mary Blair's work.
Mm.
And I'm assuming the last one is Trier, right?
Yes. Yeah, that one.
So different in their shapes and the colors.
Yeah. Big differences. And this Mary Blair one with these giant heads.
Yeah.
It's a couple.
I was not too great fond of her children's book she did.
No,
Because I
me
felt,
neither.
yeah, I love her work that she did for the Alice in Wonderland and
Yeah.
the other movies, because I felt that's where her true Cinderella, Alice in Wonderland.
Yeah.
Oh my
And
God,
her colors, yeah.
amazing!
Yeah.
You can learn so much
Yeah.
without paying a penny or going to a class.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I suppose I have done courses, but now I'm at the point where every time I do a course, we were talking about courses the other day, hanging out,
Yeah,
going, this course will fix everything.
everything.
But actually, we have
Magic wand.
that's sort of, sorry?
You get into a class thinking that this is going to be my ticket, this is going to be the magic wand that changes my life forever.
Yep. Yep. It'll solve all
And
the
then come
problems.
to think of it, nothing happens after that.
Yep.
Just that you get better at your work.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, so I think courses have their place, because I don't know, without courses, I don't know if I'd ever have gotten to this point, because that's how I've learned illustration, is through online courses. But now I'm at the point where I keep going, oh, they're kind of all the same thing now. They're not teaching me anything new. They're just reiterating the stuff I already know, which is still helpful. But sometimes it's a lot of money to pay to just do the same thing that you already know.
I love taking courses. I just recently joined one.
Mm. Which one is that? Oh, sorry.
Jane
2.5 minutes
Potter's comic class
Oh, yes.
that starts next Wednesday.
Oh, cool. hope it's fun. It should be fun, hey? Comics class. That'd be great.
I like to take classes. I mean, something that's different, something I've not taken before, because I feel that when I'm just doing my stuff, I'm just using the library of images and thoughts, what's in my head.
Yeah.
But when I do a course or a class, I see what others do
Yeah.
with the same prompt, with the same text, with the same image.
Yeah. That's good.
And let me know how
2 minutes left. Sorry?
I'll let you know how the classes are
Yes.
set.
That'd be good. I'm trying to draw this little girl's legs, but I've made her a bit too big now. I'm going to make her some giant boots instead. I can hear my daughters singing downstairs. I banished them downstairs for now because they were making too much noise in their room.
I asked my kids not to talk till my call is done.
Yeah.
They'll all be quiet.
1 minute left.
Yeah, I'm done.
Yeah, I'm just coloring in the hair now. Oh, I forgot some feet. Oops. I'm going to make the dad, give the dad some bare feet, just for the fun of it. I love bare feet. I suppose I grew up barefoot. How about you? I didn't wear shoes.
I put shoes for them. Unlike you, I'm not coloring, so I have a bit more time.
Yeah. So 10 seconds left. I'll give this guy a smile.
Okay. Can you see mine?
This thumbs up. Yes, yes, I can. It looks really good. You want to put it a bit closer? Or maybe. There we go.
Can you see that?
Yeah, hold it still. Oh, yeah. There you go. I like their expressions. I find, oh, that's what I was going to say while we were drawing, that we often, I find when you're drawing someone who's running or walking, so walking, it's fine to have one foot on the floor. But for some reason, when people are running, if you have one foot on the floor, any part of a foot touching the ground, it looks like they're stuck. They're sort of stuck on the ground. So with running, I have them.
Yes. Oh wow, this is so cool.
So it was kind of fun.
I love the color. Yeah.
Just blobbing that in.
So good.
And so I did do the dad's head a bit smaller, and then as I was doing them, they got a bit bigger again because I'm not used to doing that.
I love how that boy is looking at the dad.
Yeah, I thought that would be a bit more fun.
That is a bit of a story time.
Yeah. Cool. Okay, what's next? That's all. Let me check.
That's all?
It's all of our challenges. Oh yes, so then people can share. Do share your pictures if you like, either here or either on screen, or if you like to share it later or in the chat or something like that. So I'm going to stop presenting this now. And people can share if they like. And was there anything else I wanted to say about drawing people? So I was going to ask you, what do you aim for when you're drawing people? What's your main goal?
Me?
Oh, anyone.
I try to tell a story. So whatever I'm drawing, unless it's like a time-based one or in a sketchbook or something, when I'm drawing in an illustration, I see what is the character trying to tell,
Mm.
what's the purpose of the character, what is its story, what is it trying to tell. That's what I try to focus main, and then I base the emotion and the pose around that.
Yeah. Yeah, same. I also wrote down that communication. You want to communicate something. You're telling a story,
Yes.
narrative. Yeah. And what? So you like drawing people. So what characters? So either people characters or what other characters do you like to draw?
I like to draw animals other than people. The next thing I love to draw is animals. I can draw cats a lot.
Mm.
Lions, for some reason, I don't know why. I love to draw lions. Lions, cats, crocodiles. Oh my God. I don't know why. I'm very scared of crocodiles. I don't watch crocodile documentaries. I'm not interested in watching their pictures, but I love to draw them.
Mm,
So, crocodiles.
cool.
Yeah.
I remember you drawing that crocodile when we were doing that co-working session. Do you remember you working on it? And
Yes.
well, it made me realize how different a crocodile body is to a human body when you want them to do something like a person. It's
I
really
feel
hard.
that its tail comes in between because its tail is equally big, unlike a dog's or a cat's tail.
Yeah.
If you compare a crocodile's tail to its body, it's not small, So I feel that in a silhouette, when you look at a silhouette, it should not look like, I should not put the tail in a way that, it looks like 3 legs at the bottom.
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
And the tail can actually have its own personality and can do things that communicate something in the story.
yes. How about you?
Yeah,
I
I think.
don't like to draw. I don't like to draw unicorns
Oh,
much.
yeah.
Unicorns, robots,
Mm.
cars, vehicles are not something that interests me at all. Okay, now you tell.
Yes, so I'm the same with people and animals. I don't draw birds often, but I'm trying to draw more because one of the stories that I'm working on for myself, like a story that I've written, is about seagulls. So I'm trying to sort of make gull characters. So I've got a few gull characters sitting around my desk.
Are they on Post-its?
On Post-its, yeah.
Oh, that's awesome. I think the only birds that I keep drawing are owls.
Oh, yes. Oh, yeah.
Owls and the long-necked ones. It can be flamingos or cranes or all that. The long-necked
Yeah,
ones,
that's
which
really
I feel
fun.
that they have a lot of dance. I find them like as though they are dancing always.
Yes, yeah, it's really
But
fun. With the
seagulls
long
I
legs as
haven't
well.
done. That's
Yeah.
interesting.
Yeah, because I think seagulls are so funny. Their facial expressions, they're sort of so naughty that they give a lot of personality.
Is this
So
a
I have
book
faith.
that you're working on for yourself? I mean,
Yes.
written and illustrated by you?
Yeah.
Oh, this is so good. Do you
Yeah.
keep okay, one question which I have.
Mhm.
Do you keep a different sketchbook for each of the story you're working on?
No, I can't manage it. I think it would be really helpful if I could do it. But I know that if I went, oh, I need to work on this gull thing, but I don't have that sketchbook with me, I just wouldn't do it instead of, the effort of going and getting the sketchbook. That's another hurdle. So because I know I procrastinate or something, I just go with whatever sketchbook is nearest, that's the one I'll use. So at the moment usually I work in one sketchbook at a time. At the moment, I've also got this big one, just so that it's, if I need to do big pictures, that's there as well. But yeah, I can't keep separate sketchbooks. I can't give myself rules.
I used to work on the same sketchbook. I mean, as I do everyday sketches, I used to do the project ones also on that. And the book that I did, Emily Snook, it came out after a year. And after the year when the book was released, and I had to do like posts and sketches when I wanted to track down my journey, it was crazy because it was in different sketchbooks.
Mhm.
It was
Yeah.
a task. Then what happened was when I did Little Sheku for Penguin, I kept a different sketchbook.
Yeah.
And like you said, I never did in that. I did just a few pages and then I just left it. So what I used to do was I started keeping loose sheets.
That's a good idea.
And then I started putting them in a folder,
Yeah.
because it wasn't working for me.
No problem. Yeah, so the things that I tend to draw are, I'll show you. So are plants and people. So that's the one of the goals. Can you see it okay, or is the light of it?
Oh, yes. I mean, I can't, it's not clear. Oh, giraffe.
Yeah. So this is lots of faces, because I do portraits at markets. So I use every opportunity to practice people. I really like old buildings and trees. So the other day when I was I was a bit bored, I was doing something else, I don't know, and I had my sketchbook out and I just went, I'm going to draw trees in different ways. So that's what I did.
Are these from observation or from images?
So these trees were from imagination and this was from observation at a cafe, because this was the decoration on the ceiling. And that's just with one pencil, which is really, I don't know, I love that you can do something with so much with just one pencil.
Yes.
So
I love that.
I tend to draw a lot of buildings and trees, but I think that's because I live in the countryside where there are a lot of old buildings and trees.
One of my goals for 2025 is that I should actually draw buildings, because I don't like drawing them.
Yeah. I love drawing buildings. It's something, I don't know. I like the challenge of trying to get the lines to not be correct, like the perspectives all wrong.
Yes, the perspectives and the details. I feel for me, it's the details.
Yeah, so like there were loads of windows on this thing, but I just did the tiny ones because I thought, I don't know, easier.
Oh, I love them.
Yeah, there was, so I go out and draw in strange places, and I was all by myself at a table in a gallery, and this big group of old ladies popped out of nowhere, and they had the most hilarious conversations. I loved it. Usually I get awkward conversations that I can't help overhearing, and I'm like, oh, it's really annoying. But that was hilarious. It was really good. I kind of wanted to join.
Do you also note down somewhere the conversations which you can use in a book or something? I heard I don't remember in whose talk they said that, they make a note of the funny conversations which they use somewhere in some context.
So this was something new.
I think it was in Good Ship picture books. I'm not sure. I'm not really sure. I think it was in that in somebody's interview. Oh, this is the one, right? We did, yes.
Yeah, we just did, yes.
Awesome.
That's it. Yeah, so I like drawing people, animals, trees and buildings. And then I also really like drawing old cars and bicycles.
Bicycles, my goodness. I can never get them right, Yeah. I can, if there is ever a contest of the different ways of not getting a cycle right, I am sure I'll be the unanimous winner for that.
It sounds like a great contest. We should make
I'm
it.
sure my cycle, if
really bad bicycle.
if you just remove out of the art and put them on the street, they'll never work because they are never aligned. They are never right. It's terrible.
There was someone who showed me a picture from, it was quite recently, they showed a picture from Miss Lepardo or something like that. And it's, there's a picture of 3 or 4 bunnies riding a bicycle that was literally just a line with some seats and pedals.
Wow.
See if I can sort of give you it was just like that with a hand.
So there's a lot of light on your yes.
And then with 2 little wheels, and then here were I think there were some seats, and a bunch of
So this
rabbits.
is good.
So
I think this is the cycle that would work for me, you know.
Yeah, even though it didn't, like, it doesn't make any logical sense, but it was effective. It was really cool. I was like, that's a great bicycle. But no,
I think
do
it
not.
should make a logical sense only if you're doing like for science projects and stuff.
Yeah,
But if you're doing for children's book,
fiction
it should
piece,
be
yeah.
something that communicates the message. That's
Yeah.
it. When a child or a reader looks at it and says, "Yeah, this is what is a cycle," then your work is done. You know.
And as long as it fits
That's the
in
way I
the
look at it.
yeah. So if you're drawing a really realistic car in one place and then a really weird bicycle in another, that wouldn't work. But so you've got
It
that
doesn't work.
consistency is important.
Yes.
Yeah.
So
does anyone else have any
are we ahead of
questions?
time?
Yeah. Does anyone else want to share or ask questions or anything like that?
You can type. I mean, if you don't want to talk, you
Oh,
can
yeah,
always
put it in the
type your
chat.
question, you know.
And then, I should let you know that I've got a course. I'm starting a course in October where I'm making it up as I go along. Sort of, no.
Awesome.
I've got a plan. So it'll be a
That would be
drawing
great.
course. Sorry?
That would be great, I said.
Yeah. So it's based on the idea of, like, each week we're going to focus on a different subject. And so there's going to be one week where it'll be all buildings, and another week where it's all technology, like bicycles and cars and stuff. But then also trees, plants and animals and people, starting in October. So, yeah, you are all shy here, Teresa. But at least Rekha and I aren't.
Thank you, Crystal, and thank you, Teresa. Teresa, I chat with her on comments and stuff. She also, I think she's the only person who's following my YouTube channel. She discovered my YouTube channel, which is the best part. I thought I was so hidden and in my own la la land.
Wow.
And she's like, "You have a channel." I was like, "Oh, how did you find me?"
That's brilliant.
Yeah.
I think you can hide away on the internet sometimes, but people find you.
Yeah, it was a surprise.
Well,
So,
I do hope
Teresa has a wonderful YouTube channel where she posts her stuff, color combinations and sketchbooks and stuff. They're really good. Oh, thank you, Teresa. Thank you.
Cool. Yeah, so now we're all going to follow your channel as well, Rekha.
I just put shorts because I like every day I do sketchbook. So my goal is to record how I draw so that, you know, I can see a progress on my sketching ability. So it's that. So it's always a minute or less than that, you know, because I speed it up. Yeah, so that's what I do.
Nice. Whew. Okay.
Yes.
Well, thanks for joining, everyone. I hope you did enjoy it and that you got something out of it. And I will send the PDF with all those references along with the replay, as long as that has recorded.
Yes, it did. It did.
Yeah, it does say it's recording, so that's cool. Okay, awesome. Have a great Easter weekend. Holidays tomorrow.
Have a great day.
Yeah, you too.
See you. Bye.
Bye.